Hello and welcome back to Mysti-Fi, your go-to destination for mystery sci-fi movie recaps. Today we're diving into another episode of Black Mirror called Playtest. Before we begin, I want to remind you that this video may contain spoilers. Without further ado, let's head straight to the story. Cooper is packing his stuff into his bag. He quietly gets out of the house and rides a car. His mom calls him, but he declines it. He gets on a plane and starts his travels worldwide. In a cafe, he sees a couple kissing, then he starts swiping on a dating app. He swipes right Sonia and it's a match. They meet, talk, and they end up in bed together. Cooper's phone rings. It's his mother, but he rejects it again. Sonia prepares breakfast for Cooper. Cooper's mother calls, but he rejects it once again. Sonia suggests he answer his mother's call because she's just concerned about him. He says he doesn't connect with his mom, especially when his dad died, so he left and traveled. He also says he wants to do everything he wants while he still can. Though he is aware that he must speak with her mother, he prefers to do so when he returns home. Sonia tells him he is a good guy and encourages him to call his mom. Cooper tries to withdraw some cash from the ATM, but the machine says he has insufficient funds. He calls the bank to ask about his account. They tell him it appears to be some error and that it will take some time to be fixed. He needs money in order to pay for a ticket to return home. He has no choice but to call his mother, but he still chooses not to. Sonia lets him stay with her that night again. Cooper tells Sonia he will search for odd jobs on an app. Sonia reads Thrill Seekers Wanted on the app. Sonia thinks he should give it a go. It's a Playtest deal for a huge company. She then gives Cooper a magazine showing Sho Saito, the owner of the company. They're currently working on a very big project, so she suggests he takes a photo of anything they are doing because the owner is so secretive. If he gets a photo, Sonia tells him it's worth way more than a 4-pound sign. Cooper decides to go. He arrives at the place and meets Katie. They enter a room where everyone is working. Cooper gets amazed by everything he sees. They go upstairs. Katie asks for his phone and turns it off. They enter a room and Katie gives him a non-disclosure agreement. Katie tells him a small medical procedure is involved but nothing permanent. He realizes there isn't a place for him to sign, so Katie leaves to get another contract. While Katie is out, Cooper rushes to use his phone, takes a photo of the inside of the case and sends it to Sonia. Katie comes back and Cooper signs the paper. They start by Katie putting a mushroom on the back of Cooper's neck. She tells him it's not permanent. Katie starts the system and something is being uploaded into Cooper. Cooper's mom suddenly calls in the middle of the upload. Katie gets the phone and turns it off. Katie tells Cooper to look at the targets. The targets become holes and a pixelated gopher appears. Katie upgrades it into 3D and into an almost real-life gopher. Cooper is so amazed. She tells him the gopher is just in his head and she can't see it. She also tells him to give the gopher a whack like whack-a-mole. After that, Katie reveals it's a demo game and she thinks he should test the whole experience. He gets paid more, so he happily agrees. Katie takes Cooper to Sho Saito's office. Sho Saito tells Cooper they are working on the most personal survival horror game in history, and it works by scaring people with their own minds. Katie uploads the neural net package to Cooper, and soon after, she takes him to what Cooper thinks is the Harlech Shadow House. Cooper asks Katie what he needs to do. She tells him that all he needs to do is remain inside the house and see how long he can hold out before becoming too terrified. She gives him an earpiece to communicate with him throughout the playtest. They start, and Cooper roams around the house and checks everything. He gets himself a glass of wine, but it's not alcoholic, according to Katie. Moments later, Katie tells him his heart rate increased and it's because Cooper sees a spider. He jumps in terror as the spider climbs up onto his chair. He kills the spider, but he eventually realizes it's not real. He continues reading the book and the lights flicker. He sees light from the painting of the Harlech shadow house that was not lit earlier, and he gets shocked when he sees a guy in the window. Something distracts him, but when he looks back, both the light and the man in the window are gone. He starts to hear sounds coming from the second floor. He downplays it as just leaky pipes. He investigates the sound by slowly peeking up the stairs. He confidently confirms it's all just some leaky pipes, but he is startled to see a man standing in front of him. He laughs and describes the guy he is seeing. Cooper looks for something to eat in the cabinets and sees some cookies. He sees the shadow of the man, which immediately transforms into a big spider. He gets really scared, but it doesn't attack him. He asks if they are doing everything in the house. Katie answers it's all just him. Katie's line gets cut. Someone knocks on the door. He opens it and it's Sonia. She tells him he's in danger. He thinks she's not real, but when she touches her, she feels real. He still can't believe she is there. He tries to understand how she can be real. Sonia tells him they need to get out of there and tells him that Sato's patent was rejected because it was dangerous. Cooper does not believe her. He thinks Sonia works for Saito. Sonia gets a knife and stabs him. He tries to get away from her, but she is stronger than him. The Sonia in front of him changes appearance as they scuffle. The monster disappears and so is the knife. Cooper starts to hear Katie again. He tells everything that happened to Katie. Nothing he ever sees, according to Katie, can hurt or touch him, but to Cooper, it all feels so real, so he tells Katie that he wants them to quit the playtest. Katie says she will stop the game. Katie tells him to get to the access point. He reaches the door but hesitates to enter. Cooper tries to take the mushroom out, but Katie stops him and warns that doing so could kill him. Katie tells him to open the door. When he enters the room, he asks where the access point is. Katie laughs and tells him there is really no access point and that she only told him to go up in the room to know if they have broken him enough to obey their instructions without question. Katie asks him about his mother, but he struggles to answer. She asks another question until Cooper gets frustrated because he can't remember anything. Katie asks Cooper to look in the mirror to see if he still recognizes himself. Everything Cooper hears is all in his head. He gets overwhelmed, so he hits the mirror and grabs the broken piece of glass. He tries to take out the mushroom behind his neck. Katie and the team enter the room and stop him. Katie tries to shut the system down, but the system in Cooper's head has dug deeper than it actually should. It can't be stopped now. Sho Saito apologizes to him and his men drag him out. Then everything glitches and vanishes. They are back in Sho Sato's office. Katie gets the mushroom out of Cooper. Katie reveals everything that happened virtually was just a second in the real world. Sho Saito apologizes to him. Cooper goes home. He goes to see his mom, but she doesn't recognize him. His mother wants to call Cooper. He tries to stop her as she's dialing his number. Suddenly, everything goes back to the first room, where Cooper was initially plugged into the system. While he was plugged in, his mother called. Katie rushes to unplug the device from Cooper, but it's all too late. Cooper dies. When his mother called, the signal from his phone interfered with the game's upload, killing him. Katie reports this to Sho Saito. He tells her to take note of what happened. Katie notes 0.04 for the test duration and the cause of the crash is phone interference. Under the observation field, she notes called mom. He died the moment his phone rang. Everything we saw from that point onwards wasn't real, and they all happened in 0.04 seconds. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a new release. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.